Why do so many autistic individuals have difficulty with planning, organisation and managing daily tasks? What if this isn't just a natural difficulty but the result of trauma? Trauma doesn't just impact emotions, it overwhelms the brain's ability to handle executive functions like planning, prioritisation and staying organised. In this video, I'll explain how trauma disrupts executive functioning, why daily responsibilities can feel insurmountable, and how healing stored emotional pain can create profound improvements in focus, resilience, and daily life management. Executive function refers to the brain's ability to plan, organise, and complete tasks. It's what helps us to break down responsibilities into manageable steps, decide what to focus on, and follow through with those tasks. But trauma can interrupt this process at its core. When the brain gets stuck in a heightened state of stress or hypervigilance, it expends most of its energy scanning for threats rather than focusing on everyday tasks. Instead of being calm and methodical, the brain prioritises survival over planning, leaving little capacity for executive functioning. For example, planning a simple to-do list or sticking to a schedule can feel overwhelming because the brain is constantly distracted by underlying emotional distress. Trauma can make simple decisions like deciding what to do first feel disproportionately difficult and mentally exhausting. It's not just about the tasks themselves, it's the emotional weight that comes with them. Trauma creates an invisible layer of mental resistance that makes even the thought of starting a task feel paralysing. Trauma also creates a sense of overwhelm, where navigating daily tasks can feel insurmountable. When a person has experienced repeated stress or trauma, even ordinary responsibilities like cooking a meal or keeping up with appointments can feel like climbing a mountain. The brain, overwhelmed by memories of past failures or stressful situations, can interpret even small tasks as monumental challenges. This can lead to avoidance, frustration, and emotional shutdown, which makes it even harder to build a sense of accomplishment and resilience. In addition to shutdown, trauma impacts the brain's ability to handle transitions between tasks. Shifting from one responsibility to another requires flexibility and focus, but when the brain is stuck in survival mode, even this process becomes a challenge. It can cause individuals to become stuck on certain tasks or feel immobilized when faced with shifting priorities, leading to increased frustration and a sense of helplessness. Daily demands can also feel disproportionately difficult because trauma lowers the brain's ability to regulate stress and recover quickly. Each task can feel like it takes more effort than it should, which can lead to feeling stuck or defeated before the day even begins. This is why so many autistic individuals rely on external supports like detailed routines, reminders, or other accommodations. These tools provide the structure that the brain struggles to create on its own when dysregulated by trauma. However, reliance on these external supports can reinforce feelings of dependence and highlight a perceived lack of self-sufficiency, which can further affect self-esteem. At the core of these executive function challenges is the emotional pain stored in traumatic memories. When a task or responsibility triggers a memory containing feelings of stress, helplessness, or failure, then the brain reactivates the emotional pain stored in that memory. This can make the current task feel even more difficult than it actually is, reinforcing a cycle of avoidance and overwhelm. It's not the task itself that's overwhelming, it's the emotional weight that resurfaces with it. But here's the hopeful part. This cycle can be broken. By addressing the negative emotions stored in traumatic memories, we can drastically improve executive functioning and daily life management. When the brain is no longer carrying around unresolved emotional pain, then it can free up capacity to focus, plan, and organize without feeling overwhelmed. The mental energy previously spent on stress responses can be redirected towards productive tasks, making daily responsibilities more manageable and less draining. Healing these memories also strengthens resilience. Instead of approaching tasks with a sense of dread or failure, individuals can build confidence in their ability to handle whatever life throws at them. As the brain learns how to associate tasks with calmness and completion rather than emotional distress, tasks become more approachable. The more positive experiences are built, the easier it becomes to stay on top of daily demands while needing less external support. Healing trauma doesn't just improve executive function, it fosters independence and self-trust. Instead of relying on routines and accommodations, individuals can create a balance where these supports enhance instead of define their ability to manage their lives. Addressing the emotional root causes of executive function difficulties creates space for growth, independence, and balance. Executive function isn't just a fixed trait, it's a skill that can be strengthened by addressing the underlying emotional trauma. And for those of you who are still hungry for even more information about how trauma impacts autism, then take a look at this video up here.